Greetings, Goblins and Geist.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Blake.
And welcome to the Cloudpost. So we are back playing Magic the Gathering on Arena.
Yes.
And this is another edition of Meta Deck Madness.
Meta Deck Madness! Oh,
yeah.
You like that.
You liked it about as much as Blake likes this deck, which is not a lot. Because it is a terror of the format. So, as we're recording this, this Boros aggro deck has gained a ton of traction recently.
So dumb. If you play Standard, you see this deck. You see this deck. Everyone
sees this deck. It has a higher than 60% best of one win percentage.
Really? Is it that?
Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious. Man. But yeah, this is basically just a low to the ground aggro deck. But whereas, you know, a couple months ago in Standard, you would see mono white was the aggro deck of choice, or some mono red strategies. But the mono white deck has been trending down because this deck has been trending up.
Yeah.
And
Brutal Cathar, man. I hate that card. I hate Brutal Cathar so freaking much. But, you know, it's okay.
It is a very powerful card.
It's okay. We're running him now. So.
He's on our team today.
I'm going to let my hate... I'm going to set my hate aside just to help him win games here, because I am not... I don't want to do this to people. This is wrong. Yeah,
this deck is very punishing. But we're gonna go through the deck tech. We're gonna go through it by converted mana cost. But the biggest takeaway is you're playing essentially a white aggressive deck that you've always been playing in Standard.
Yep.
But now this deck gets reach with burn spells.
Splash of red.
Yeah. So
we got Kumano. First off, we got Hopeful Initiate, which is insane.
Right.
Just insane. Training is just a powerful ability, man.
Powerful ability.
There's not only cards with training in the format either. There's very few that actually are solid enough to stay in the deck.
Right.
And Hopeful Initiate is probably the best.
Yeah, but
he's basically like a turn. What's the other one? Luminarch Aspirant.
Right.
He's that, but like on 1 mana. It's insane. Yeah. It's like every turn he's gonna get a +1/+1. Almost.
Yeah, just about. He gets a counter very often.
And on top of that, he can blow your stuff up.
Sure, yeah. If your opponent's playing powerful enchantments or like a Celestis or
Celestis,
blows it up.
And there's so many enchantments in the format right now, like so many.
There is a lot.
Think of all the classes. Think of all the crazy think of the Naya enchantments deck.
Right.
Think of all the creatures that are enchantments. Super powerful card.
Yeah. You are you're definitely playing Kumano, right?
Kumano's insane as well. 1 damage to you and your Planeswalker. Take that.
Yeah, and this is where you play this on turn 1, and then your Luminarch Aspirant next turn is a 3/3.
That's some silly.
That's
some silly stuff.
So that's a powerful card. You're definitely playing with it. You got 4 Play with Fire.
I do like Play with Fire.
Yeah.
You got a little demon on it, or a little devil.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with the devils.
He's throwing little, summoned daggers.
Unless you're playing a 2-drop Tibalt.
Yeah.
Then you can go wrong with the devils.
Yeah. Now you do have one rabbit battery, so explain this one to me.
I love this card. I love artifacts, so you know me. So first off, this battery is fantastic. It's a 1/1 with haste. Just 1 red creature, 1/1 haste. But it has the ability to reconfigure.
Okay.
And you configure it onto a creature without haste, and that creature has haste for 1 red.
Yeah.
So 1 red mana, give a creature haste, and then that creature happens to die. It goes back to being a rabbit.
Yeah, and it kind of rounds out your 1-drops, and you're playing a solid, 12 1-drops this way.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
I love that card.
So you got your 2-drops. You got one of the flagships of the deck.
Aspirant is so good. They nerfed it. It's so good that they nerfed it in Alchemy. It's an Alchemy nerf card. You see, the beginning of your combat, now it says the end of your turn.
Oh, wow. I didn't notice that. So,
they had to nerf the crap out of it because it's just so freaking powerful.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. You're playing it 1 Valorous Stance, which I think is a super awesome flexible card.
So I've seen this card all the time, and honestly haven't really recognized this art.
Yeah.
This is a cool art.
Yeah, because I have the old one with the griffin on it or whatnot
this person's
in paper.
Fending back a Geist or a vampire or something.
Yeah.
Something bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the flexibility. Take out an opposing thing that's really big, or just survive a wrath or a combat.
Yeah, it's going to be good. You're going to use it. It's going to happen.
Yeah. You got 3 of the Bloodthirsty Adversary. I love this card.
This card's bonkers.
I love this card.
This card reminds me of Diablo because it's got the 2 crossbows.
Yeah.
I love that about it. It's really cool. Just a great card. It's nearly a Snapcaster Mage in a stick.
Right. Yeah, for 5, it's 2/2 haste no matter what, but obviously the way you're trying to implement the card is okay, once you have 5 mana, it's a 3/3 haste, and then hopefully you're getting a free Roil Eruption or something like that.
Just do 5 damage to your face right off the bat.
Yeah, so you are playing 4 of these, which is again alluding to, okay, we had the white aggressive decks that were low to the ground and attacking you and on the offense, but these are your finishers.
Yep.
So
these are your finishers, and this card is absolutely bonkers. Like, you typically probably won't get to the kicker, but
right.
if you do get to the kicker, wow.
Well, yeah. You're going to play 2 Shatterskull Smashing in this configuration.
You got to run them. They're just powerful cards.
Yeah. Modal double face cards. You've heard us talk about them a lot. Blake's favorite, Brutal Cathar.
At least they got the cool art for them.
Very cool art. This card is way too good.
The card is way too good.
It's pushed.
It's just,
as they say.
For the werewolves that isn't green or starting out as red. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because if you haven't seen or played against this card enough,
he's good even if he didn't flip.
Right. If he didn't flip, he's already good. Where it's a Fiend Hunter effect, as we like to allude to. One of the first creatures that we saw do that. It comes in, it exiles another creature that the opponent controls as long as you control it. But the problem with this card
is it can do it again.
It can do it again.
And again.
Because if it flips, it becomes the Moonrage Brute, which is just even better. Then it has Ward all of a sudden, and it's got First Strike.
Yeah.
But then if it flips again...
It goes back to being the Brutal Cathar, and the first creature that's gone is still there, and then he gets to pick a new friend
You don't get
away.
it. It can have multiple creatures under it.
Oh, so good.
Ridiculous.
Man. What a busted idea.
Now, this card is very... this card's very powerful. It's only an uncommon, but Sunrise Cavalier.
It's a great card.
Yeah,
great card.
Cavalier.
Great art. And I like dual-colored cards, so, like, the gold on it is just all around a pretty card, and it's so powerful. Honestly, this is probably my favorite card of the deck.
Yeah, this card's just cool. It's trample and haste, so it comes down immediately and swings. Your ideal curve out, something like Hopeful Initiate, Luminarch Aspirant, and then this guy.
Yeah,
that's as long as you're not worried about what your opponent's doing, that's your ideal curve out. And then and it just gets bigger as day becomes night and so forth.
+1/+1 counter on target creature. Come on. Too good.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next stuff. We got a Thundering Raiju. We got the cool art for him.
This is a great top end for this deck.
This card is insane. Everything gets +1/+1 counters pretty much. So it's like, well, if it's just gonna go hard when it lands on the field. It's like when it swings, it's like, oh, everything's gonna do damage.
Yeah.
Like before you even hit the enemy.
Yeah, and
it's all gonna do damage.
It's referencing, modifications, which in this deck, of course, is the +1/+1 counters.
Just for a second, just for fun.
Yeah.
Let's go through the deck again. See everything that gets modifications.
Right. We got Hopeful Initiate.
1.
This puts a counter on something.
2.
We've got
the modification deck counts if it's equipped. Right.
Okay. So you're at 8.
Doesn't count if we go.
Yeah, it does. It actually does. Yeah, you were right. Equipment, auras you control, and counters.
I thought so. All right. So that's 3.
Equipment. So then you've got
4.
these guys, and you've got these guys.
5.
Yep. And then you've got these guys.
6. So the only thing that doesn't have the thing is Brutal Cathar, dude.
Right.
Like what in the absolute?
It's very synergistic. And it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures. So it's very reasonable to say, like, oh, you have one of these guys and one of these guys, and you resolve this, so something else has a counter.
Hang on, just Wizards, do you play test anymore? Like, did you try this out before you printed this thing?
Because these are all in standard at the same time.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is fine, this is good. Let's just put this out here.
Yeah, and we're not saying we're about to 5-0, but at the same time, this deck is just...
If we lost out, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
You would maybe feel better about the format, right?
Yeah. Let's check the lands real quick. So we got
we do got 1 cave.
1 Frost Dragon.
Yeah, 3/4 flyer land. You're playing 2 Eiganjos with this awesome art.
Typically, you're going to use it for removal if you have it.
Right.
So
very good. 6 plains.
6 plains.
Yeah. 3 den.
I love the dens.
Yeah. 6 mountain.
6 mountains
and 4 pathways.
Yep. You're going to have your little double face lands here, and you're going to pick the ones you want.
Yeah. These basics are sweet as well.
I'm glad you like them. The little Japanese ones. I saved off a lot of gold and got those. I earned those bad boys.
Yeah.
Sometimes I spend money on the game, but I really don't like to.
But, this is another installation of Metadeck Madness. We ask, as always, that you subscribe to the channel so that we can keep making more things for you.
Yep, and like that video, because if you don't, we are sad, and we need that algorithm love. So if you love us, love the video, and if you want to see us mess up in the next game and just make all the flunk plays, hit it up.
All right, catch us for the games.